In this video, we are going to be talking about a very hot topic, a very prevalent topic, a very consuming topic, and that is going to be money. Money can be the ruler of our lives. We can carry so much pressure and stress around financial concerns, about the safety and security of ourselves, of our life, of our home, of our possessions, where it can become so overwhelming and also interfere with our ability to create and our ability to find peace and ease and flow with life. Now, I have been through this process. I spent the majority of my life in struggle, lack, fear, scarcity. I came from a household where I had pretty much whatever I wanted. We had a very comfortable home, a very comfortable environment. I would say a very financially abundant household. But beneath the surface, there was a lot of stress. There was a lot of fighting. There was a lot of worry around money. No matter how much we have in our lives, we can still find ourselves stressed about money. We can still find ourselves fearful of the future. We can still find ourselves worried about worst case outcomes. So why is there so much stress around money? Why is there so much pressure around money? Why is there so much fear around money? Why is there such little self-worth around being able to have what we desire, what we are worthy of, what we are wanting in our lives? It's because of our history. We have to go back and unwind from where that belief came from, or beliefs came from. Where did those beliefs come from in your life? Maybe it came from society. Maybe it came from how your parents perceived money, or how they acted towards money or around money, or the relationship between themselves pertaining to money. Money is a very big topic, and it does control a lot of our lives, many of our lives, because we let it. And because we have such a great focus on money. Money is the byproduct of how we feel about ourselves. It is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves, our abilities, our capabilities, our alignment with our true self, our true potential, and also does reflect the false beliefs, the fears, the limitations, the worries that we have unresolved within our unconscious. Everything is a mirror of how we feel about our internal self. And so for years, I had dreams of living in poverty. I have been on the edge of poverty. I've lived in poverty. I have spent many years, but I came from a family that was very abundant. Why is that? Well, it's because of the programming that I had picked up on since I was very young around money, the fear, the stress, the pressure, and truthfully, probably from history, from society, from many other ingrained beliefs that I carried through in this lifetime. For years, I had dreams of living in impoverished homes, decrepit homes, having no money. And then only until recently, I've been having dreams of living in beautiful homes, having a wallet full of money, because I've been working on my unconscious self. I've been strengthening the relationship with my unconscious and my false beliefs. A dear friend of mine who was an investment banker, a very successful investment banker, told me years ago to believe in myself, to believe in yourself. Believe that you can create success. Believe that you are successful. Believe it to be true. And I thought, what a bizarre notion. Believe it. What do you mean, believe it? Do you not see the position that I'm in? Do you not know how hard it is to get ahead? I had such an ingrained false belief about reality and life because of the hardship that I had embedded within my unconscious. Life is hard. You have to work hard. It is a struggle. Life is all about money and making money and providing for yourself. Life is not all about that. But we can easily become very transfixed on the fact that life is hard, life is a struggle, we have to work hard for our earnings, that it is difficult to have safety and security when that is only one part of the equation. Yes, there is an aspect of working, there is an aspect of having a bit of a strategy, a plan, or a decent strategy, a decent plan, and doing the hard work. But there's a whole other aspect to this that we often overlook. And if we don't have the belief system within ourselves that is going to align with a certain level of success, then we aren't going to be able to create it. First, we have to look at what are the barriers within ourselves that are preventing us from creating the success that we want. We can work really hard. We can have the best strategy, we can create the best content, we can work. But if we don't believe in ourselves fully, if there is a false belief in our unconscious, if there's resistance, if there is fear, if there's worry, if there's lack, if there's struggle, if there's pressure, if there's anxiety, then the results are going to match those fears and those false limiting beliefs that we have within ourselves, preventing us from creating success. But not even just creating success, but having fun and flow and enjoyment with what we're doing. Work is not meant to be a grind. We're not slaves here, although it has felt that way. It has taken a long time for me to unprogram my false beliefs, how I was programmed early life. And when I say this, it's because our unconscious self is the most vulnerable of all. And when we are young, we are very adaptable, we are very malleable, we are very programmable, meaning everything that we observe, everything that we take in, what we witness, what we hear, what we see, what we sense, becomes part of our truth. And yes, if you subscribe to past life, then those beliefs from past life experiences are going to also be part of this bigger story. These beliefs are passed down from our family. These beliefs are passed down from, if you believe in incarnation, these beliefs are inherent and very strong and prevalent within ourselves and within society. So how do we unravel from this? What is the secret recipe for us to break through our false beliefs of lack, scarcity, financial concern, worry, lack of safety? Well, we have to almost go back a little bit, looking at what is the fear? What am I afraid of? If we don't take a risk on ourselves, then we're not going to know. But again, taking risks can be very scary. Having a sense of worthiness within ourselves, self-worth, is going to reflect in our results. If we feel that we are worthy of abundance, success, a certain lifestyle, then we will find ways to create it. We will also have to maybe heal ourselves or do some inner work, because that is part of it. Working hard and having a strategy is not going to guarantee you success. In fact, it's going to overshadow aspects within yourself that you won't be able to see. By addressing your unconscious, the false beliefs, your belief system, then you are going to address the root cause first and strengthen that foundation for long-term and sustained success and health and well-being and enjoyment in life, right? This is not a grind. We're not meant to grind it out and suffer and struggle and be prisoners of wealth and money and work. That is not life. That is not life. That is looking at only one little sliver of our whole and full potential. About 4 years ago, I started on a path of doing what I was aligned with, what I felt that I was drawn to do, but I was approaching it from a place of fear. I was approaching it from a place of competitiveness. I was approaching it from a place of working hard, proving myself, getting the results, always looking at the numbers and always feeling like it was not enough. So I was constantly pushing myself for more, and I was never satisfied with what I had. And therefore, I lost everything again. So the universe keeps showing us these patterns. If we don't change, then we are going to continually perpetuate these patterns of maybe self-sabotage, maybe only being able to get so far. If we're not enjoying ourselves, and if we're not in alignment, and if we're working out of maybe fear or greed or lack, then of course it's not going to be sustained. Something is going to happen to try to show us to look within so that we can remove or dismantle the false belief of fear so that we can step more into alignment and show up loving what we do and finding peace and flow with what we do, rather than placing urgency on our work, on our life, on success, and on money. Money is a byproduct of how we feel about ourselves and life and our relationship with all. 3 tips that I have here to align with more abundance, knowing that abundance is all, abundance is life, abundance is happiness and fulfillment and relationships, sense of security and stability. And yes, it attracts opportunities we create from a different place, a place that we are not used to creating from. Again, if we are approaching this from a place of lack, scarcity, fear, it most likely is not going to be sustainable. And of course, we are going to be missing out on a whole other life experience or experiences. 3 tips here I have for cultivating greater ease with creating abundance. One is going to be working on self-worth. This is a big one. First, understanding what are the false beliefs within yourself that are fueling the need to get ahead or the need to make money. Is it fear? Is it competitiveness? Is it worry? What is that striving mechanism within self that may be perpetuating yourself forward? Is there stress behind it? Is there fear behind it? Is there worry? Is there lack? Is there desperation? Check in and see what is the false belief or the shadow aspects within that are perpetuating that action. And knowing also that the shadow is not a bad thing. These unconscious false beliefs are not bad, because also too, they can perpetuate growth in many areas of our lives. That's the gold within the shadow, right? So this can also perpetuate growth. It can inspire action. It can move us forward. But also too, we have to be very conscious and aware as to maintain that level of sustained action. The level of worthiness is going to be very important. How do you value yourself? How do you feel about yourself? Do you feel abundant within yourself? Are you connected with the energetic feeling and sensation of abundance? What does that even feel like? If there is no fear and there's no worry and lack and scarcity or stress or pressure, then how does it feel to be abundant? Welcome it into yourself. Welcome it into your belief system. Going back to what I originally said, I believe that I can and I believe that I will. It takes a while to work this within ourselves, within our system, if we haven't felt it before. So worthiness is extremely important. Self-worth, aligning with the belief of abundance and success. And your unconscious self will adjust to it. Your unconscious self will find ways to support that belief. And you will also open up for opportunities that will equally support it. Right? So if we are approaching from a place of lack or fear or scarcity, then there are going to be opportunities that will match that belief. Or if we are approaching it from a fear of, what if I lose everything? What if it gets taken away? What if something bad happens? Then we are only going to be able to get so far, because that fear mechanism is going to prevent us from stepping into abundance. The next one is going to be trust. Whew, this one's a big one. Trusting that you can, trusting that you will, trusting that anything is possible, trusting the future, trusting the process. I know it sounds cliche, but it is very true. If we have fear, then we won't be trusting the process. We are going to hold ourselves back. We are going to maybe sabotage the process in some kind of way. We have to trust ourselves. We have to trust moments that may not be busy. We have to trust moments where we may have a setback. We have to trust moments where things may fall apart in order for us to rebuild something better and in an alignment with our greatest potential and true self. Play and love is equally as important to trust. To make sure that we are playing and approaching work with love and joy and creativity, rather than, I gotta do this, I create 5 reels a day, I have to do all of this content for my social media, I have to show up to a job I hate doing. So when we create that resistance, we are not allowing for joy to enter our life. We are not allowing to find flow and pleasure and ease with our work. And again, this is going to be hugely important to align us with abundance. Creativity is a huge component of this. Yes, we do need a good strategy. Yes, we do need to put a little bit of elbow grease in what we need to do. It's not about laying back and just waiting for things to come to us. Although I do feel that after a certain point, it can happen. But we have to lay that foundation. We have to lay a stable, strong, abundant foundation from a place of trust, from a place of enjoyment, from a place of creativity. And when we are aligned with creativity, we are open, right? We get those downloads, we get those ideas, we get those creative hits. We know exactly what to do. We get that inspiration, or we open up for synchronicities, for things to come to us as well. And the final one is going to be the plan Yes, make sure you have a plan. Make sure you have a goal in sight. Now, knowing that the universe can sometimes surprise us, we may not completely have a full, clear vision of the how we are going to get there. And that is okay, because we learn as we go. We are learning as we are going. And the universe is going to open up opportunities when we are ready. The universe is going to tell us to rest when we need. So have a plan, build that foundation, know where you want to go, and be open for guidance along the way. That's where the trust comes in. So have a plan, have a strategy, know what you need to do maybe each day or each week in order to support your goals, and trust that process. I can't say it enough. It's easier said than done. And this is what I have had to work through myself, because again, I have come from a place of intense scarcity and lack and fear and worry and loss. I truly believe that when we are aligned with our self-worth, then we will know what to do. We will show up fully. We will have the energy to do what we need to do. We will be open to synchronicities and opportunities. We will be also very discerning as well. And we will know how to have fun. We'll be able to do what we love. I firmly believe that we are not here to suffer and to grind and to have a hard life. This is the story of our past. We can rewrite it. Everything is changeable. Now, it may take time depending on how deep some of the false beliefs go within ourselves. For myself, it has taken years to work through, but looking back, it seems almost like a dream. Here I am today in a completely different version of myself. I'm aligned. I love what I do. I'm in flow, and it's easy. Before, 4 years ago, when I was still doing what I enjoy doing, I was working hard, and I had it drilled into my mind that I had to work hard, and results are hard. And I had to put in so much time and effort into having any kind of result. And when I had those results, I still wasn't happy. It wasn't enough, because I was coming from a place of lack and fear and struggle. And these patterns had been developed since early life. By going back in time, you can connect the dots with the false beliefs that are within yourself. Again, how were the family beliefs around money, around success, happiness, self-worth, even the world? How can you rewrite the script to bring in more worthiness? How can you break through the barriers and mechanisms within yourself to jump into a new level of your life, of reality, and of success? I also should mention as well, trust your intuition. Listen to the little nudge within yourself, because you know you have the answers within yourself. Sometimes those answers may be overclouded by our false belief systems, our fears, the shadow. We have our true beliefs that can sometimes be overshadowed from our false beliefs. This is an exercise of unraveling and strengthening our trust, strengthening our self-worth, strengthening our sense of abundance and enjoyment and love and pleasure, and strengthening the discernment within ourselves to make solid decisions, to trust ourselves, and to have strength within our conviction of what we want to create, who we are, how we want to show up, and the future that we desire. Of course, again, that plan is going to be really important, making sure the strategy is in place, making sure there's a bit of a plan or roadmap, and of course, where you want to go with it. Being open, of course, for some of those U-turns, for some of the magical hows that show up step by step as we move along. That is why trust is radically important. And the universe will trigger our fears. People will trigger our fears. We will trigger our fears. And when it comes up, that is the opportune time for change and for correction. And of course, make sure to check out the Shadow Project, where I talk about this and more with modules to work through the unconscious, understanding the false belief patterns that we have within our unconscious self, within the shadow, and to create a pathway of abundance and alignment. So make sure to check out the Shadow Project. The link is below, and I'm wishing you all the best on your journey and beyond. Take care.